Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are doing good. And today we are going to start another topic from the first unit, that is the minor agreements. Minor agreements. So, as you know, who called minor? Generally, we call a person who is not completed the age of 18 years, will call him as a minor. So, the same is according to Indian Majority Act 1875. So, they call a person who has not completed the age of 18 years will call as a minor person. And according to the section 11 Indian Contract Act 1872, they think that a minor cannot enter into a contract. He is incompetent to enter into a contract, and a contract with a minor person will be invalid. A contract which is done by both the minors or one major or minor will be invalid. So here this says that a contract which is done by the minors or with the minors will be invalid. But today's topic is there are certain situations, there are certain circumstances where minor has been involved and where minor has been protected by the court of law. Why? Because in a Kerala Honorable High Court, they have declared and they have decided to protect the innocent minor from the experienced major person. So based on this statement, they have been protecting the minor from the major persons. How? Let's discuss now. In which situation the minors has been protected, and also let me tell you there is a rule that no consideration can be recovered from minor. Point to be noted. And in which situation we have that? So agreement with minor are agreement with minor are wide avenue. So here they says that an agreement with a minor is not only void, but it is a void from the beginning itself only. So here what this says first of all, agreement అనేది minors తోటి అసలు వ్యాలిడే కాదు, వైడ్. సో ఆ పాయింటే ఇంక్లూడ్ అవ్వద్దు అని ఈ పాయింట్లో చెప్తుంది. So and also and any amount paid to a minor cannot be recovered because the consideration given to a minor is considered as no consideration in a law. They also says first of all what they say, an agreement with a minor is a void, and also no consideration can be recovered from the minor because the consideration which you have given to the minor is regarded as no consideration. So that's why no consideration. That's why they call us agreement with a minor or void ab initio. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటిదంటమా, ఒక మైనర్స్ తోటి మనం అగ్రిమెంట్ చేసుకోవడమే అది వైడ్ అంటున్నారు, వ్యాలిడ్ కాదంటున్నారు. ఇంకొకటి ఏంటిదని అంటే ఒకవేళ మనకి ఏదైనా కన్సిడరేషన్ వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చినా కూడా అది మనము రికవర్ చేసుకోలేము. ఎందుకంటే దే థాట్ దట్ అది అసలు నో కన్సిడరేషన్ కిందికే రాదని చెప్తున్నాను. సో బెనిఫిట్ లేకుండా మనం ఒక అగ్రిమెంట్ మైనర్తో పెట్టుకొని లాస్ అవ్వడం తప్ప ఇంకా ఏమీ ఉండదు. దట్స్ వై court says that agreement with a minor are void ab initio and no consideration will be recovered from the minor. Why? Because as the court think that minor are innocent. That's why. So the next point is let me give for this study and you'll be understanding. So for this example, let me give me one example for this. Agreement with a minor are ab initio. For example, a person major person minor person. So here the major person agreed to give a minor person 20,000 rupees. In return, minor will be propagating his property. So here what is happened? An agreement between the major and minor. So here major person agreed to give 20,000 rupees of loan to the minor in return to give his property. So what happened? The major has given the 8,000 rupees in advance to the minor. But minor says that so the remaining but minor will says that you can use my property only when I will take the remaining balance only. So he gave the statement and also is not letting to use his property. So here the major sued a case on minor. But the court said that what did the court say? No, the court of law held that the minor cannot be forced to mitigate his property and also the amount paid to him cannot be recovered. So కోర్ట్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్పేసిందమ్మా ఈ మేజర్ కేస్ ఫైల్ చేశాక సో ఇక్కడ మైనర్ని మనం ఫోర్స్ చేయలేము మీ ప్రాపర్టీ యూజ్ చేయడానికి మాకు పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వాలని మనం మైనర్ని ఫోర్స్ చేయలేము యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ తనని తనకిచ్చిన కన్సిడరేషన్ కూడా రికవర్ చేసుకోలేము అనేది కోర్ట్ మనకి జడ్జ్మెంట్ ఇచ్చేసింది. సో ఇక్కడ అందుకోసమే agreement with a minor is void ab initio. It is a void as we have a rule that no consideration can be recovered from the minor. It is better to not to have any agreement with a minor people. This is the first point. Understood ma? Agreement with minor is void ab initio. Clear with the example. And next we go to with another point, that is agreement made for the benefit of minors can be enforced by them. So what is the next point now? First point is agreement with the minor is void ab initio. And next one is agreement made for the benefit of the minor can be enforced by him. See now, when an agreement is made between a major person and minor person in which the minor is the beneficiary, it can be enforced by the minor but not by the major person. This ruling was given by the Honorable High Court of Kerala to protect the innocent minor from the experienced actions of major. So what happened now in this? If an agreement is made between the major person and minor person, so ఎప్పుడైతే కనుక ఏదైనా అగ్రిమెంట్ మేజర్ అండ్ మైనర్ మధ్య జరిగినట్లయితేమా బెనిఫిషియరీ ఎలిమెంట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది మైనర్కే వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. Why? Because this statement has given by the Honorable Kerala High Court that to protect the innocent minor from the experienced major person. This is the agreement. This is the agreement made for the benefit of the minor can be enforced by them. So when an agreement is made between the major and the minor, the beneficiary element from the agreement can be enforced by the minor only. Why? Because the Kerala High Court has given that this to protect the innocent minor from the experienced action of the major. And let me give you one case study. You have to remember the case study. You have to mention the case studies in the examination to gain the marks. So in this we have a case study of Abdul Gautam versus Pyarelal. So what happened is, in this case study, Abdul versus Pyarelal, in this case study, a major person purchased a goods from the provisional stores of minors on credit basis. So here minor sued a case on the major person, and the major person asked to pay the remaining amount here. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమైందంటమ్మా, ఒక మేజర్ పర్సన్ ఏం చేశాడంటే మైనర్ పర్సన్ వాళ్ళ షాప్లో నుంచి కొన్ని గూడ్స్ పర్చేస్ చేశాడు ఆన్ క్రెడిట్ బేసిస్. ఆన్ క్రెడిట్ బేసిస్ అంటే ఏంటి అంటమ్మా, ఇక్కడ మన గూడ్స్ అనేవి ఇమీడియట్గా ఇస్తాము, కానీ మనీ అనేది తర్వాత ఇస్తాం. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేశారు, ఈ మైనర్ పర్సన్ మేజర్ పర్సన్ మీద కేసు ఫైల్ చేశాడు. అప్పుడు కోర్ట్ ఏం చేసింది, జడ్జ్మెంట్ ఆర్డర్ ఏమి ఇచ్చిందంటే అమౌంట్ వెంటనే మైనర్కి పే బ్యాక్ చేయండి అని చెప్పారు. సో హియర్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ కేస్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ అండర్స్టూడ్ మా, ద బెనిఫిషియరీ పాయింట్ ఈస్ ఎన్ఫోర్స్డ్ బై ద minor person. Understood ma? Clear with the case study? A major person has purchased goods from a minor's shop on credit basis. Then minor sued a complaint on a major person. Then the court gave the order to give back the remaining amount to the minor person. Clear? Done with the second point now. And we have a next point in this. And the third point is agreement for the supply of necessaries of life to minor can be enforced. So in this point, agreement for the supply of necessary of life to minor can be enforced. With this point, what is the means? First of all, let me say what are the necessary of life. We think that what are the necessary? We think food, clothes, shelter. Apart from this, there are other things also which are necessary. Educational provision, employment opportunity, training, programming, marriage expenses, funeral expenses. So these are also come under necessary of life in this case. So what happened here, when these things are happened to the minor, definitely the minor is enforceable to give certain consideration to so and so X person. ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక అగ్రిమెంట్లో ఈ నెసెసిటీ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఇంక్లూడ్ అయినట్లయితే అప్పుడు ఆ మైనర్ ఖచ్చితంగా కన్సిడరేషన్ అనేది పే చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో ఎటువంటి కేసెస్లో పే చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది అనేది ఇప్పుడు నేను కేస్ స్టడీ ఇస్తాను. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ కేస్ స్టడీ మీన్స్ మా? So in the case study of Robert versus Gray. Robert versus Gray. Robert versus Gray. So in this case study, what happened means a major person who is trainer and a minor person who is taking a training from the major person. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటిదంటమ్మా, నేను ఇక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేస్తాను నెసెసిటీ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్లో ఏమేమి ఇంక్లూడ్ అయింది, ఫుడ్, క్లోత్, షెల్టర్, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ట్రైనింగ్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్, మ్యారేజ్ ఈవెంట్స్, ఫ్యూనరల్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్, ఇవన్నీ నెసెసిటీ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్లో ఇంక్లూడ్ అయింది. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి ట్రైనింగ్, మేజర్ పర్సన్ హూ ఈస్ గివింగ్ ట్రైనింగ్ టు ద మైనర్ పర్సన్, అండ్ దట్ మైనర్ పర్సన్ ఈస్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు రాయల్ ఫ్యామిలీ వేర్ హీ కెన్ గివ్ అ కన్సిడరేషన్ టు ద major person. So what happened here, he gave a training which is necessary to life of major, of minor. So in return back the minor has given certain consideration to the major person. Completed. ఇక్కడ నెసెసరీ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్ ఇంక్లూడ్ అయింది కాబట్టి కన్సిడరేషన్ అనేది మనం మైనర్ నుంచి ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయడం. కానీ ఇంకొక కేసు, వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ కేస్ నా? ఇన్ ద కేస్ ఆఫ్ నష్ అండ్ ఇన్మాన్, in the case of Nash and Inman, Nash versus Inman. So in this case what happened na? A minor person visited some shop and he bought a 11 waist clothes, waist coats. So the coats, waist coat ante అది నెసరీ కాదు. వై? బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ చాయిస్, నాట్ కంపల్సరీ. సో హీ బాట్ దట్ 11 వేస్ట్ క్లోత్స్ ఆన్ క్రెడిట్ బేసిస్. సో హియర్ విచ్ ఈస్ ద ఎలిమెంట్ విచ్ ఈస్ నాట్ నెసరీ ఫర్ లైఫ్ ఈస్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్. దట్స్ వై హియర్ there is no consideration is included. Only for necessary of life can be enforced. Here which is alternate, not necessary here. The minor person took alternate which is not necessary to life. He took a 11 waste clothes. So on credit basis. So here the minor is not eligible or not compelled to give a consideration. This is the difference between when we are included in the when the case is included in the necessary of life, the minor is compelled to give a consideration. When necessity of life is not included, is not compelled to give the consideration. Clear ma? Clear with the case study and differences between Robert and Gray and Nash and Inman. Clear? And let's go to a fourth point. Fourth point. Fourth point, minor agreement cannot be rectified. Minor agreement cannot be rectified. Rectified. Here rectified means what ma? Officially valid. So here what I think, if an agreement made by a minor during his minority is revived or confirmed by him after becoming major, such an agreement will not become valid because the consideration given to a minor is void and it cannot be valid consideration for a fresh or rectified agreement. So in the point what they are saying means, for example, let me give an example. ఒక పర్సన్ ఉన్నారు మనం, ఒక పర్సన్ ఏంటంటే మైనర్ పర్సన్ మేజర్ పర్సన్ దగ్గర నుంచి ఒక 5,000 రూపీస్ తీసుకున్నారు. తీసుకున్నాక మేజర్ పర్సన్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే, సో హీ గేవ్ 5,000 rupees. So he gave a 5,000 rupees to a minor. When he was minor, he gave a 5,000 rupees to a minor. So by giving a 5,000 rupees, he made one promise note. He made a one promise note. And also after completion of a minor and when he entered in the major, then also he entered a promise note too. But when he sued on him, what court has declared means promise note 1 as well as promise 2 is invalid. Why? Because you have made an agreement with a minor beginning. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటిదంటమ్మా, ఇక్కడ నువ్వు ప్రామిస్ నోట్ 1 చేసుకో, 2 చేసుకో, 3 చేసుకో, 4 చేసుకో. కానీ ఇక్కడ మనం అగ్రిమెంట్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాము, ఒక మైనర్ తోటి. ఆ పర్సన్ ఎప్పుడైతే మైనర్ ఉన్నాడో అప్పుడు నువ్వు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తావు. కాబట్టి ఆ మైనర్ దగ్గర నుంచి నువ్వు ఎటువంటి కన్సిడరేషన్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొద్దు. ఆ కన్సిడరేషన్ ఇచ్చినా కూడా ఇట్ కన్సిడర్ యాజ్ అ నో కన్సిడరేషన్ ఈజ్ గివెన్. యూ కెనాట్ రికవర్ ఎనీ కన్సిడరేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద మైనర్. ఇన్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఓన్లీ దే హ్యావ్ సెడ్. సో దట్స్ వై హియర్ minor agreement can be rectified. Cannot be rectified here. Whether his minor major completed, the agreement made to the minor when he was minor, it cannot be rectified. Understood with the case study, ma? And next one is minor can bleed all the time. So next one is now fifth one is minor can bleed at all time. So here what it is, ma'am? If a minor enters in an agreement with a major person by wrongly representing his age as major, such an agreement also becomes void because a minor cannot be held liable for misrepresentation of his age. So here, ma'am, in the minor can plead at all the time. So if suppose if a minor enters into an agreement by misrepresentation of his age, and what will happen, ma'am? Though he misrepresent his age and he is not liable to pay any consideration, an agreement with a minor is a void. Why? Because let me give you one case study, ma'am. What is that case study? Is Lenzi versus Shell. Lenzi versus Shell. So in this case study, what happened means a major person gave a 400 pounds to Shell and asked him to return back it. So here what happened means, this minor person, he misrepresented his age in front of major person, and that major person believed that this minor person is major only by his physical appearance, and he gave a 400 rupees. Later, when he sued case on a minor person, the court has said that though he misrepresented his age, he is not liable to pay the amount. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ కేస్ స్టడీలో ఏమైందంటమ్మా, ఒక మేజర్ పర్సన్ ఒక మైనర్ పర్సన్కి 400 రూపీస్ ఇస్తాడు. ఎలా అంటే ఈ మైనర్ పర్సన్ మన మేజర్ పర్సన్ తోటి ఏజ్ మేజర్ లాగా చెప్తాడు అనమాట. ఎక్స్ట్రా ఏజ్, ఒక ఆయన మైనర్ అయినా కూడా నేను మేజర్ అనే చెప్తాడు. ఆయన ఫిజికల్ అపీరియన్స్ చూసి ఆ మేజర్ నమ్మి 400 పౌండ్స్ ఆ మైనర్కి ఇచ్చేస్తాడు. తర్వాత కోర్టులో కేసు ఫైల్ చేస్తాడు. ఇలా ఈయన నాకు అమౌంట్ ఇవ్వట్లేదని కోర్టులో కేసు ఫైల్ చేస్తాడు. చేశాక ఏమవుతుందంటే కోర్టు ఏం చెప్తుందంటే ఆయన ఏజ్ మిస్రిప్రజెంట్ రాంగ్గా చెప్పినా కూడా ఆయన ఒక మైనర్ కాబట్టి ఆయన దగ్గర నుంచి నువ్వు ఎటువంటి అమౌంట్ తీసుకోలేవు. యాజ్ లాంగ్ యాజ్ హీ వాజ్ మైనర్ యూ కెనాట్ రికవర్ ఎనీ amount. The court declared that as long as he is minor, though he represented the wrong age, as long as he is minor, you cannot recover any amount. The court declared the judgment. So that's why minor can plead at all the time. Clear with the case study now? And sixth one is sixth one is minor not liable for any civil torts. Not liable for any civil torts. Not liable for any civil torts. Here, ma'am, when a minor causes a loss to a major person by not following his instructions or committing a civil tort, a minor cannot be held liable to compensate the loss or damages. Even his parents also cannot be liable here. So from this point, what you have observed, minor not liable for his civil torts. See, if a person enters into an agreement and committing civil torts, committing losses, committing the damages by not following the instruction given by the trainer, though the damage has happened, he is not liable to pay any compensation Not only the minor, even his parents also not liable to pay the compensation. And let me give you one case study for this also. Janil versus Rondon. So here, Janil versus Rondon. In this case, what happened means a trainer who is major have instructed the minor who took his horse for hire. He instructed her not to go to top of hill station. So what minor had done? Without following the instruction given by the minor, he have went to a top hill station, and from then from hill station, what happened? The horse fell from the hill station and died there itself. So what happened, ma'am? The major person have lost his horse. So though there is a damage has happened by the minor, here the court declared that the minor person as well as his parents are not liable for that damages which happened by the minor person. That is the minor not liable for any civil torts. Clear with the case study, ma'am? The point of 6 and next point is, ma'am. Next point is 7.1. A minor can become partner. So what this is, according to Indian Contract Act, a minor cannot enter into a contract. But here what they are saying is, a minor can also become partner based on certain conditions. What are those? First of all, in that form, there should be at least two major persons. So, two major person has to be there with the minor person. And here also, the minor is not liable for any losses, but he can take the share in the profits. And also, when he was after becoming a major, he has to he can continue the business, he can continue in the partnership, but he may or may not continue. If he is going to continue means it is well and good, but if he is not going to continue means he has to say before 6 months only. And if he is not going to say before 6 months means the remaining partners may think that he is going to continue a partnership in the firm. So here what is happened? A minor can also become a partner. In this case, a minor can also become a partner when in that firm if there are two major persons, and second one is the minor person is not liable for any losses, and third one is he can have a share in a profit, and fourth one is he may continue after becoming the major, may or may not continue, and fifth one is if he is continuing, he has to intimate before the 6 months only, and if he is not going to intimate means the major persons may think that he is continuing in the partner. And next one is a minor can also become a shareholder. A minor can also become a shareholder. So here a minor can also become a shareholder. See, as per the rule, as per the company rules, a minor cannot enter into any shareholders. But if he has entered mistakenly, the company cannot avoid any agreements, which from that agreements where the minor is being benefited. So here కంపెనీ రూల్స్ రెగ్యులేషన్స్ ప్రకారంగా అయితే మైనర్కి ఎటువంటి ఛాన్స్ లేదు ఇటువంటి షేర్ హోల్డర్స్లో ఎంటర్ అవ్వడానికి. కానీ మిస్టేక్గా ఎంటర్ అయ్యారనుకోండి అప్పుడు ఆ అగ్రిమెంట్ని క్యాన్సిల్ చేయడం కానీ అవాయిడ్ చేయడానికి కానీ వీల్లేదు, ఎందుకంటే ఆ అగ్రిమెంట్ ద్వారా మైనర్ బెనిఫిట్ అవుతున్నారు. సో హియర్ ఇన్ దిస్ కేసెస్ a minor can also become a shareholder if it happened mistakenly. Clear, ma? And next one is minor can become an agent to a major person. Ninth point, what ma? A minor can become agent of major. So here a minor can become an agent of a major person also. A major principal can appoint a minor as his agent. So here a principal can appoint a minor as his agent. Agreement made by the minor agents with third parties on behalf of the major principal will become valid, but the agent will not become personally liable for anything. So here the minor can become agent to a major person. They can have an agreement, but here the agent of minor person is not liable for any personal losses or any personal damages. And the third last point, and the last point we have, any money paid to a minor cannot be recovered. So as I said in the previous any consideration which is given to the minor cannot be recovered. Any amount paid to a minor, any goods delivered to a minor cannot be recovered. But in the case of necessary of life, you can be recovered here. And this here with the example, this is the 10 points of minor agreements. And what this 10 points says only with a conclusion that all these benefits are given to a minor as they are very innocent person, and they should be protected from the experienced actions of majors. So ఈ 10 పాయింట్స్ ఏం చెప్తున్నాయి అంటామా, ఒకటే పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ద ఇన్నోసెంట్ మైనర్ పర్సన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద experienced major person. But in the situation, in few situation, the court will not tolerate any misuse of privilege given to the minor person. So what happened means ఈ 10 పాయింట్స్ ఏం చెప్తున్నాయి అంటే కోర్ట్ ఇన్నోసెంట్ మైనర్స్ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తాయి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ మేజర్ పర్సన్ నుంచి. కానీ ఎప్పుడైతే మైనర్ ఈ ప్రివిలేజ్ని మిస్యూజ్ చేస్తారనుకోండి, కోర్ట్ టాలరేట్ చేయదు. ఎలా అంటే లెట్ మీ గివ్ యూ వన్ కేస్ స్టడీ. Till now we have discussed that how court has protected. We have seen all the case study how court has protected the minor person. Now let's see the case study of Jagannath Singh versus Lalka Pandit. Jagannath Singh versus Lalka Pandit. So in this case, what happened means a major person has given a loan to a minor person by giving his document. So he took some advance from the major person, and he took the advance from the major person. So what happened? This minor person filed a case on it. So to recover a document from the major person. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే అగ్రిమెంట్ మేజర్కి మైనర్కి ఒక అగ్రిమెంట్ ఉంది. ఏంటంటే మేజర్ అనే పర్సన్ సర్టన్ లోన్ ఇస్తే మైనర్ అనే పర్సన్ అక్యూరిటీ కింద డాక్యుమెంట్స్ పెడతాడు. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, మేజర్ పర్సన్స్ కొంచెం అడ్వాన్స్ ఇచ్చాక తర్వాత డాక్యుమెంట్స్ మైనర్ ఇచ్చారు. తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే మైనర్ పర్సన్ మేజర్ పర్సన్ కేస్ ఫైల్ చేస్తారు. సో can you please recover a document from the major person? Now what happened here? The major he gave loan, advance loan, and minor he gave a documents. So here the minor has received certain amount and he is asking to get back his documents. Now what will happen? The major is lost. He gave the amount and he has to give his documents also. the court has observed the talent and trick which is played by the minor and the innocence of the major here. So what court has said, the court has said, the court has declared that you have to pay back the amount to the major and get back your documents to yourself. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే in the previous case studies, in the previous all the points, the court has protected the minor from the experienced major. But in this case study, they have observed the trick, the talent which the minor has played on the innocent major person. That's why the court always go on the justice. So they have observed the misuse of the minor, the privilege which is given to the minor has been misused by the minor person. That's why the court has given a judgment like return back the amount and collect your document. This is about a minor agreement of today's class from the first unit. Thank you, ma.